Tonight on the VPN Report, catch all the highlights from the biggest games in Week 2. We've got every club featured at some point in the program. And we brought VPN insiders and analysts onto the program to talk about the standings halfway through the season and the transfer window, which is open until Tuesday night's games. And as always, we've got the top 5 plays from the second week of the ACL season. See who made some mind-boggling plays. All coming up on the VPN Report, and it starts right now. What's up, FIFA faithful? Welcome to the VPN Report. I'm your host, Sean Fitzgerald. Well, the ACL season is halfway over, and with the transfer window now open, things are starting to fall into place. We've seen some teams rise and teams fall on the table, and we're going to show you where everyone is. We're going to have results from every match. We're going to have highlights featuring every team in the league and some of the bigger games, and of course, the top plays of the week. And as an added bonus, we're going to have some VPN insiders and analysts on the program to talk about the transfer window and the standings so far. But first things first, let's get to the highlights. No autographs versus SOE, number 1 and number 2 seeds here. Boateng square to Andres, finds Gordon through, who tucks it into the side netting to give SOE a 1-0 lead early. Now this match would be restarted due to lag issues, but this goal would stand. And on the replay, check out the quick, precise passing that gives Gordon a chance at goal, and he does not disappoint. So on the 12th minute of the restart, Elmo to Gordon to Streets, layoff to Andres, but Lemur gets down to it and parries it away. 23rd minute now, no autographs, gets a counter here. Pirlo carries into space for a while, then plays Cheeky through, but he can't get enough power behind the shot, and Dean scoops it up. 31st minute, Cheeky finds Aguero through, but the left-footed shot is dealt with by Dean. The SOE keeper keeps his team up by 1. 61st minute here, Andres plays a lob through ball to Boateng, who blasts a near post shot above the bar. Then in the 75th minute, TG finds Gordon, who deftly turns into space, hits a low strike to the far post again, and converts again to give SOE some breathing room. That's your final, 2-0 SOE over no autographs. Effortless versus Unleashed, 7th minute, Balo crosses into an unmarked Sir Marcus, who puts it past Adler's near post and puts Effortless up early. Check it again on the replay. Look at the placement of that volley by the Effortless striker. On to the 10th minute we go. Effortless trying to stretch the lead. EXO Neymar ground cross to Rossi, deflects, but Adlers gets down to it and falls on the loose ball. 25th minute, Unleashed free kick from midfield, headed away by Zidane, but Ward is going to flick it to Cavani, who hits it low and kisses it off the woodwork to level the score. On to the 30th. Ward to Cavani, through to Draxler, but it's saved on the near post by Courtois. But 1 minute later, the ensuing corner, Romani beats Courtois to the ball, puts the header away, and gives Effortless a goal lead. 53rd minute, Ward through to Cavani, who almost catches Courtois cheating, but can't keep it down. 70th minute, Draxler, nice ball roll to avoid the tackle, through to Cavani, blasts it off the far post, but can't put enough English on it to tuck it home. On to the 79th minute, Effortless trying to equalize with a free kick. Zidane plays it in the box to Marcus, the flick to Balo, but Adler, tremendous save to keep his team in the lead. 81st minute now, set piece for Effortless, close to the box. Marcus to Omega Ryan, but he can't put the header on frame. So we're late in the match, 86th minute, Zidane into Neymar, Adler saves it, but Snubnose volleys it home and ties the game at too late. That's all she wrote, folks. 2-2 draw between Effortless and Unleashed. So let's check out the standings. SOE leading the pack with 32 points, no autographs, 2 points behind in second place. Third and fourth go to Effortless and Unleashed respectively with 25 and 24. And then Fatality, Enjoy the Show, Areos, and Honchos, the playoff teams that the season ended today. Well, the season is halfway finished, and teams are starting to find their place in the table, but we've still got a lot of games to go. So we have two VPN analysts on the program with us, Jeff Miskin and Sean Logsdon. Guys, how you doing?
Doing well. How are you?
Doing well.
Same.
So, first off, which team has been the biggest surprise to you guys? And Sean, we can start with you so far this season, and why?
My biggest surprise would have to be no autographs. I don't think anybody could see them after 12 games having 30 points. It really shows that I guess Lemur can be a captain, and he can put the team on his back.
What about you, Jeff?
I'm gonna have to agree. I didn't think autographs would be this high up. Surprised me. Cheeky has 6 assists already, and Kun Aguero with 8 goals. And Lemur's been doing his thing between the pipes, so let's see if they can keep it up.
All right, Jeff, next one starts with you. On the flip side, which team has been the biggest disappointment so far, and why?
It hasn't been a major disappointment, but it has been, to me, it's been Unleashed. I think Cavani could play a little better. He hasn't been scoring goals like we're used to. And I think Adler and that defense can get some clean sheets, and I think they should make a little run for the title at the end of the season.
Sean?
Mine has to be Areos. I had them preseason top 4, and they've only got 4 wins in 12 games, and that's a huge disappointment. And hopefully they can pull it around and get up into the top 6.
Now, do you see any teams, guys, making a playoff push, like really coming on strong in the second half of the season? Sean?
You know, I'm gonna change my answer here. Colopsia has been playing pretty well. Their doubleheader with Shetton on them showed that I guess they can play with the big boys now. So I'm gonna change my mind. I think they can take young Honchos as eighth and final spot.
What about you, Jeff? Any second half teams that you think can really make a push?
It's funny that he said young Honchos, because that was my team. I think young Perez been playing really well. Young Benzema up top's been good. I feel like their defense is getting a little better. As long as their keeper can show up on a nightly basis, I think they can make a run for the playoffs.
Well, with 2 weeks left before the playoffs, we've got a lot left to be decided, and it'll be interesting to see how it all shakes out. Guys, thanks for coming on the program.
Thank you for having me.
Fatality versus Enjoy the Show. 3rd minute. The ball plays Micho Akano. Takes a nice dribble. Shot deflects off the ball. Falls to Jorginho. Bumbadog saves it, but the ball hits home the header. 1-0 Fatality. You feel for Bumbadog on that one. His positioning was good, but couldn't deflect the second header by the ball. 10th minute. Farrell on the ball. Settles it. Plays Mark Edwin through. And Mark Edwin belts one to the near post. It deflects off the left iron and comes back out. 34th, Farrell creating again. Great dribble. Plays Mark Edwin through, but the ETS striker can't put it on frame. Let's take you to the 36th minute. Micho lobs it for Dino, who goes for the chip, but Bumba gets a hand to it and it's cleared to safety. 45th minute now. FIFA 5-star plays a through ball. The ball will get his 2nd of the night with the one-time shot. Watch how the dummy run makes Bumba start doing the bunny hop, and the ball seizes the opportunity. 55th, Jorginho plays it into Dino, but he can't put the game out of reach. 77th minute, defensive turnover gives Depay a great chance for Enjoy the Show, but the crossbody is saved by Shake. And in the 88th minute, the corner is headed home by Clip. That's the ball game. 3-0, resounding win in that one for Fatality. Let's check out Areos versus Fancy Footwork. 11th minute, Jibril on the ball has a go with the left, but it's a good bit wide of the target. Another chance for Fancy Footwork in the 16th minute. Z. Ibrahimovic's cross is headed away, falls to Vanderduke, who smashes a volley, but I Am Oligarch blocks the shot. Great play there by the Areos defender. 27th minute, Vanderduke in the corner, threads it to Ibra, whose layoff deflects back to Jibril, but Ziao deals with the near post shot. Areos with a chance now. Pazmino finds Equidity, who has to go from distance, but Hot Pants parries it away. On to the second half, 54th minute. Jibril crosses to Ibra, but his header runs just a bit wide. So on to the 74th minute now. Corner from Fancy Footwork taken by Mighty Vidal. The header falls perfectly, but Ziao deals with the close volley. Last chance for Fancy Footwork, 87th minute. Tries the McGeady, but the long shot is caught by Ziao. Your final score, 0-0. Areos and Fancy Footwork scoreless draw. Well, the transfer window is officially open and will remain open until Tuesday before the matches. So we have VPN insiders Jerome DiStefano and Drew Haber for a little bit of transfer talk. Guys, how you doing?
Doing fine.
Good, how are you?
Doing well. So, let's start with you, Drew. Which player's departure will hurt their former team the most, and why?
Personally, I think Effortless losing Valeos will be a huge loss in them. Not simply because their team isn't good enough, but because the way Valeos can impact the game offensively and defensively is just something that most players in this community can't do as well as him. I think them losing a guy who can bring you a goal automatically or just make a key stop and have a big impact on the game will really hurt them come playoffs, or even it'll affect like what kind of seed they'll get in the playoffs as well. I think Valeos will be a huge loss for them.
Turning to you, Jerome, which player do you think will make the biggest impact on their new club?
The player I think is going to make the biggest impact is D-Block, going from Fancy Footwork to the Chosen 11. Chosen 11 is only 4 points out of the playoff spot, and I believe D-Block's playmaking ability, the way he creates space on the wings, will provide support to an offense that's been struggling as of late because they only have 9 goals in 12 games, and I feel like he can make a big impact. And but the thing is consistency. When he plays well, everyone else plays well. But the same can be said for when he plays poorly. The entire team plays poorly. So the question on everyone's minds are, which D-Block will show up, and can he end his unlucky streak and lead Chosen 11 to a playoff title?
Now, turning back to you, Drew, for a second, what other big transfer rumors have you heard that could go down in these last couple days before the deadline closes?
Well, looking at the transfers on the site, we've seen that Boateng has left Shetton on him. I think that'll have a little bit of an impact on them. I think they can fill in his spot, but I think whatever team Boateng does go to will significantly have an upgrade to whatever position they put him at, because he is a solid player. He's gotten a lot better on the one. I mean, come on, in Boateng we trust.
What about you, Jerome? Are there any other big transfer rumors that you've heard?
As Drew said, we were looking through the transfers, and we saw that Symbia, he left Fatality and there are like a bunch of teams at the bottom of the table, like Colopsia and Blacklisted. They're just lacking a solid goalkeeper, to bring them into playoff contention. So whatever team he chooses, whether it be Colopsia or Blacklisted, he could really provide a huge impact and launch them into the playoffs.
Well, there's a lot to be decided in the next couple days, but it'll be interesting to see how it all shakes out and how it affects the playoff picture. Guys, thanks for coming on the program, VPN Transfer Talk with insiders Jerome DiStefano and Drew Haber.
Anytime.
Yep, thanks for having us.
Going to the race for the Golden Boot now. The Vault and Draxler tied first with 11 goals. Speaking of the transfer window, Draxler now playing with Effortless. War has 9 and 5 players currently have 8 goals. Young Honchos versus Chosen 11. Some shaky keeper play in this one. 12th minute, ball's cleared by Honchos. Grooves comes out, takes an extra long touch. Pires intercepts, and Dempsey hits the empty net from distance. A costly error there by the Chosen 11 keeper. And unfortunately for Chosen 11, 2 minutes later, more of the same. Young Benzema lobs it through to Dempsey. Dempsey settles it, plays a fancy layoff to Pires, who slots it past Grooves to give Honchos a 2-0 lead. On to the second half now, 63rd minute. Ozil finds Hazard, whose strike is saved by Pro Sniper. Hazard wasn't done though. 1 minute later, he's going to play it through to Iniesta, who smashes it a few inches wide of the post. 72nd minute, Chosen 11 still trying to equalize. Iniesta passes to Ozil. The shot is saved by Pro Sniper. The rebound actually hits Hazard before being cleared. 79th minute, Iniesta gets by 2 defenders. Pro Sniper wanders out, and this time Chosen 11 gets the empty netter on the keeper gaff. And in the 82nd minute, a bad pass by Alpha Remix gives Hazard a breakaway. He cooks Remix with a scoop turn, but misses the near post. That's your final score. Honchos 2, Chosen 11 1. Rounding out the highlights, Colopsia versus Blacklisted. 35th minute, Instant Karma plays Day Barbarian through, but the low strike comes off the post and is grabbed by Fruit Punch. 44th minute, Kilowatt flicks to Karma, Snipe 2-shot fighting for the ball, goes for the slide and concedes the penalty. On the replay, you can see he slides when the ball's well away from Karma. Foolish slide there. Colopsia converts the penalty chance and draws first blood before the end of the half. 52nd minute, Bundle falls to the Barbarian. The keeper is beaten, but he hits it a few feet left of the target. Now 1 minute later, costly turnover by Buffalo Star. That Morris kid intercepts for Blacklisted, dribbles down the wing, cuts inside, lays it off to Alex Dubb, who slots it inside the near post to equalize. Great work by Blacklisted, taking advantage on the counter, and cool, calm, collected finish from Alex Dubb. 76th minute, Kilowatt inside to Karma. He drives it low and hard, and look at that great driven shot. Absolutely buries it, splits the defenders, keeper had no chance. That's a match winner. 2-1 Colopsia over Blacklisted. Let's check out some other results from week 2. Tuesday night, SOE and Unleashed fought to a 1-1 draw, and Honchos beats Chosen 11 and Fatality beats Areos both by a goal. On Wednesday night, Honchos and Fancy Footwork's match is postponed, and Effortless gets a big 3-0 win over no autographs. And on Thursday, Colopsia almost upsets SOE but loses twice, 3-2 and 2-1. No autographs beats Unleashed twice by a 1-goal margin, and Areos and Fancy Footwork take 2 points, they each draw twice. It's the most wonderful time of the week, the top plays. Number 5, we've got our first keeper appearance cracking the top 5 plays. It's Hot Pants coming up big with the penalty save. And not only that, but watch the following play. The cross-in by Vallejos finds Sir Marcus, flicks to DeRossi, but Hot Pants denies him. Expert positioning from the Fancy Footwork number 1. Perfect save. Number 4, Streets. SOE says, "Go on, have a hit, son. See what you can do." He says, "Thank you." Bang. Brilliantly placed free kick. Check it out in the slow-mo. Right over the wall. Right into the postage stamp. Number 3, Young Benzema. Someone get this young blood a show with Aaron Paul because he is out here cooking. Sensational dribbling by the young Honchos forward. Great layoff and well struck. Take you to number 2. Colopsia down by a goal. Still the first half, 2-1. Not anymore. Karma gets on his bike. And we have our first bicycle kick in the ACL top plays. Well done, Colopsia. Well done, Instant Karma. And now, for the top play in week 2, it's gotta be Kun Aguero and Cheeky. We've seen him do it before, and you're gonna have to see this in slow-mo to see how beautiful this pass really was. Kun Aguero. Hey, yeah, can I order some extra nutmeg with this? Oh, the fanciest pass, and then the in and out by Cheeky to trick the keeper and slams it into the top corner. Brilliant. Well, that wraps it up for this episode of the VPN Report. As always, if you're interested in joining our league, watching some of our games, or following along in the chase for the playoffs, go to fvpaa.com or click on the links in the info section of this video. From all of us on the VPN, thanks for watching. See you next week.